It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another live edition of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment commentary and breakdowns. No music, no intro, no nothing. We're gonna get right into it today. I'm still extremely tired from the turn of events last night. If anybody was tuned into the live stream last night, it was crazy. Of course, we have within the last 24 hours, we have 3 new disc records on the board. We got 616 in LA from Kendrick Lamar. We got Family Matters from Drake, and just within minutes of Drake dropping Family Matters, Kendrick Lamar comes in and just drops a fucking bomb, to be honest, on Drake with Meet the Grams. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good, Tatiana? What's good, Jack? What's good, DJ Bullet, Miss Curiosity, 10 to 1. Yeah, I didn't get no good night's rest. What's up, Buy Sell Kill, Shanika? I was like, where the intro? Yeah. We not doing no intro today. We just gonna get right into the talks, right? So with all of this music, all of this stuff dropping, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I went to sleep a little bit unsettled about the turn of events. And the reason why I say I went to sleep unsettled is because I think this battle is starting to enter territory where shit can go left. I think, because I seen some people, shout out to my guy Bobby Foster. I seen he was a little bit weary on the timeline last night. He was like, man, I think they should end it here. We don't need nothing else. And at first I was like, bro, what the hell you talking about? Because like I said on my stream last night, for anybody that was tuned in, I'm like, shit, if these dudes drop 6 more records, I'm going to be here to talk about it. I'm going to evaluate them. I'm going to break down the lyrics. I'm going to do all that just as a hip hop fan, as a fan of the culture. And of course, as an MC myself. But upon further review, I'm like, man, the only place to go from here is down. And I'm not even talking about the quality of the music. I'm not talking about the artistic value of the music. I'm not talking about the moral fabric, because Kendrick is definitely standing on that line. But I think the only way to go is down, because this stuff is getting very personal. Dudes are like taking glimpses and pieces of each other's lives and dissecting them and spewing information about each other that could be true or false, that we don't know. We're looking for receipts. There's so many people online that are going around, fishing for answers. And some of the answers that people are coming up with are completely false, but yet we're believing in the shit. Now, one thing that I do want to make note of is, right, Kenny did say that in Euphoria. That's correct. And I don't think Kendrick is necessarily I don't think Kendrick or Drake are going to be the parties where things go left, right? You got this guy, Baka Not Nice, who's on Drake's side. He's the alleged, well, I ain't even gonna say alleged. He went to jail for some sort of sexual offense. But when The Weeknd and other folks came out on Like That in the first We Don't Trust You album, he came out and was talking about we unalive niggas and do all this type of stuff. I don't know that to be true, but there are rumors that these guys are involved in that type of stuff. Kendrick is definitely affiliated in LA. And the entourage is always where shit goes left. The hanger-ons, the passerbyers, the motherfuckers that want to put in work. She did ask me that last night, and I said I had to evaluate things because I had to re-listen to the songs, right? And my whole thing is, I came on, I was literally asleep when both of these records dropped. So I'm waking up out of my sleep and I'm listening, and I got my hip hop ears on. So I'm like, all right, this is good music, right? Niggas is snapping, niggas is rapping, niggas going in. But then I hop on the stream, we're talking about it, we're all arguing our points. We're all arguing the artistic shit. We're all arguing about the moral high ground that Kendrick's standing on. You know, bringing Drake to the mirror, so to speak. But when I cut the stream off and I go to bed and I'm like, before I go to sleep, let me just listen back to what niggas is saying. And no matter whose side you on, it's like, what, man, this shit, people was talking about the nukes. Remember a couple weeks ago, Joe Budden, Maul, all these people were talking about niggas got nukes. I think both camps have dropped nukes. And the rumors are both camps still got more nukes. This is what's going around. Say what? What are you talking about, Basel Kid? Ain't nobody talking about no Isaiah Rashad. So I think the nukes have already dropped. I don't think that those are the only ones, but I think those are definitely nukes. Now, some people looking at Drake's Family Matters and say it's trash, it's whack, it's garbage. Ain't no way I could sit here as a rap fan that's been listening to Drake rap for the past almost 15, 16 years now. Understanding how he raps, that's how he raps. So in order to say that song is whack, you have to say his whole discography is whack. Some people stand on that line. I don't. But when you listen to what he's saying, you take out the stuff he's saying about ASAP. You take out the stuff he's saying about Weeknd. You take out the stuff that he's saying about Future and just listen to what he's alleging about Kendrick as far as like putting hands on his woman. That's a very deep line. It was one thing to say you thought she was cheating. We still ain't got no proof of that. He talking about your girl is cheating on you with your boy Dave Free. Ain't no proof of that. Euphoria, it is definitely better. Euphoria is probably my favorite song out of this whole exchange. And that had to grow on me even more. But it's like you talking about domestic violence DV and you putting that on this man's jersey and there's really not no solid concrete information to back that, to support that claim, at least not yet. I don't know what Drake and his team have under the wraps. But those are tough allegations to put on a person. I don't give a fuck what we talking about, right? Then I didn't even know about the Buried Alive Part 2 thing Drake did on Instagram. So you listen to, well, I ain't gonna say you, I listened to it. I listened to that after the fact. And on there, you know, it was all fun and games while he's like, you know, I took you on your first real tour. It was the first time people ever lined up, stood in a line to see you, all this good shit, which was also false. But, you know, on the big stage, I guess that could be true. But there's also the lines in there talking about if you was in a pine box, I would still be on top. I'm not even mad at him saying you rapping like you trying to get the slaves freed. I know a lot of people are hanging on to that bar, but I understand the intention behind that bar. He's trying to say that Kendrick Lamar is a fake activist. He's trying to portray himself as a Nat Turner type figure, but he doesn't see that in his actions. I know everybody wants to pull the biracial, whatever that shit is, everybody's trying to pull. And whatever, I can't change nobody's opinion on that. But I'm just like, man, these some fucking harsh allegations. Then I'm like, how the fuck could Kendrick's child be Dave Free's child and he still be standing next to him? They still running the company together. Dave Free literally had Kendrick's song in his story last night. They're still promoting and doing everything. So it's like, okay, niggas are just slinging mud. Niggas are just, you know what I mean? Or at least on his side. So I'm just like, all right, cool. But then let me go back to what I was saying before with the buried alive shit. If you was in a pine box, I would still be on top. So now we're making references to niggas dying. This was even before Kendrick shit came out. If you was in a pine box, I'd still be on top. I'm like, that's dark. So then we get to Kendrick with his joint, Meet the Grams, and I'm not mad at him having a conversation with Adonis. I'm not mad at him having a conversation with Drake's mom, Drake's dad in the lyrics, or the supposed hidden child. But multiple times in the song, he said, this nigga deserved to die. This nigga deserved to spend his life in prison like Harvey Weinstein, get violated till he die. Now, we've definitely heard our fair share of death threats in raps. It's actually a part of hip hop at this point that niggas just make gun bars. Niggas do talk about death and dying, killing niggas in all different type of ways. But I feel like the intention is the thing, right? I feel like at a certain point when a nigga wish death on you, somebody's gonna answer that call. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side of the coin, Kendrick definitely is spewing a lot, talking about the Harvey Weinstein shit, the sexual allegations, the child grooming, which people have already, felt like he's doing, the escorts, all of this crazy shit. Don't be like your daddy. All of this type of stuff, and we don't really have no receipts to like back them up. So it's like, all right, I gotta hold on. I can't say nobody's winning, because if we find out all this shit is bullshit, then we're gonna have to come back to, all right, if all the bars is bullshit, who's bullshitting the best? Right? And I think that calls for a whole new listen. Like, you start from scratch and listen to everything based on artistic, ability. So I don't know, man. It's put me in a funny place. I ain't really get a lot of sleep. Who's 12 minutes late? What you talking about? You say you think Drake should die, not Aubrey. What's the difference? Drake is a part of that man's name. Like, that's not a stage name. That's his Aubrey Drake Graham. He's the same person. And you're entitled to believe what Kendrick said. I don't have no dog in the fight. And this is where things really got unsettling for me, is the fact that I don't have a dog in the fight, but me just sharing my opinion last night, it seemed like I was getting jumped. Like, how could you possibly say that Drake did anything positive or good in this? How could you say he had any good bars in this song? Kendrick Lamar annihilated him. And I'm like, man, if this was that easy of a battle, we wouldn't have a battle. Kendrick Lamar ain't gonna just come out and bully somebody who can't rap. We've never seen him do that. So I feel like the fans have also taken a bit of a stance where I'm seeing people that want me to just pile on Drake and stomp him out and be like, how could you ever see anything of value in what this nigga's doing? He's trash. If you like Drake, you don't know music. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So it just puts me in a weird space. Make me really not want to talk about this shit, if I'm being all the way transparent. Cause I'm like, these fucking fan bases are getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? Whether that's the Drake fans or the Kendrick fans. Cause the Drake fans are just as fucking delusional, right? Like, you see them niggas online, they're actually pulling up old ass, fake ass articles talking about they're true. They're coming up with their own speculation. They're actually believing the day free shit. And it's like, come on, dog. What type of nigga stands next to a man who slept with your wife and had a kid with her and y'all still running a business together. That don't make no fucking sense. That don't even, who does that? We've never seen that. So it just feels weird. Captain Kirk, shout out to Captain Kirk with the super chat. Say they were tearing you up. They was fucking, yeah. They was going crazy. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck going on, man? And it's so crazy because I said it like a million times last night. I'm like, bro, I am actually a bigger Kendrick Lamar fan than I am of Drake. But apparently me saying that holds no weight if I turn around and say, well, Drake had a good bar here, or I like the production on Drake's song better, or I'm probably more prone to listen to Drake's song more because of the production value and the flows that he's using. It's more palatable on a musical level. All of a sudden, I don't know shit about music. What the hell? The room definitely got dark. So I'm like, man, this shit ain't even fun no more. And I think in Kendrick's favor, I think that's exactly what he's intending for, right? It plays into his angle. You say Family Matters on streaming, so those jabs gonna live forever. You say Kendrick will never be responded to after Meet the Grams. That's a fucking lie. If you could think that all you want. Both of them niggas got more shit in the tank. The question is, what type of phone calls are being made behind the scenes? Because anybody that's been affiliated with both parties, like the Jay-Z's of the world, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure phone calls are being made to say, yo, where y'all trying to go with this? Like, what are we to expect moving forward? Who's talking about stop the cap? What's the cap? So, I don't know. Then, I will say some people pointed out that they feel like Drake responding to like Metro, Future, Ross, ASAP, The Weeknd, the fact that Family Matters is responding to them, they felt like Drake should have cut those bars out and focused on Kendrick 1,000%, which I also agree with. Keeping up this imagery of like it's 20v1, that's not the truth. Now, I understand Drake's position because them niggas dropped 2 albums dissing a nigga. You can't tell me when to stop. When y'all came out and dropped 2 albums, the first album, I responded. Then y'all came back and dropped another album talking shit. So if I'm sitting in his position, yeah, I'm gonna go back at you niggas again too. But when you have a titan like Kendrick Lamar that's trying to pick you apart, your very existence apart, and you kind of giving him footnotes, I understand why some people would deduct points from a listener standpoint, right? But again, I had to listen to everything again because I'm like, we're literally giving reactions in real time. We're not sitting giving time. We're not going back and, you know what I mean? Niggas wanted me to be on YouTube the minute Drake shit dropped. Even before Kendrick came, niggas was like, where you at? Drake just dropped. And that's cool. That's great for engagement. Be the first person to talk about it. But I think that also removes nuance from the conversation. And it's a part of the content game. But I'm just talking, being transparent and being honest and being real. Because the shit is getting weird. Shout out to Nia. What Nia talking about? Nia says, Jay, you're doing good. They just want to hear that you said someone won. They beefing with each other online. People not used to people going after Drake. That's a good point. I also think there's a lot of people out here, and I think anybody that's spent a considerable amount of time in hip hop. I remember when what was it? What year was that? Like 2014, 2015. That was like the height of Drake hate. It was a lot of niggas, even my own, even family members, I won't say who, that was like, yo, I don't like nothing affiliated with Drake. Even if it's dope, I don't like it. Right? And I think the people that felt that way back then, they still feel that way today. You know what I'm saying? They just haven't had the platform to like really rally behind. So some people wanted to combat me in the comments because I said, man, I feel like people are really trying to see the downfall of Drake. They want to see this nigga fade away into oblivion and never come back to hip hop. But I'm not that nigga. I'm not that person. And I'm not going to be the voice box for that. I think people expected me to be the antithesis to DJ Akademiks. I think that's what it was. People see Akademiks going hard, Team OVO going hard at Kendrick. Nothing that he can do is valid. And it's like, okay, we got this nigga J Nolan over here. He's more of a Kendrick type of spirit. And I'm a bigger Kendrick fan. And then it was like a disappointment wave of, oh my God, how could you say that nigga did something? I'm like, what the fuck? I tell niggas every day, I'm loyal to the content. I'm loyal to my own opinion. Motivation. Who said I'm taking it personally? I'm looking at this at all angles. Right? I am building a brand, but my brand is based off of being authentic to who I am. This ain't no persona, right? And so when people take shots, I don't give a fuck. People make jokes all the time. I laugh with them. But I feel like in this battle, I kind of see, I see what J. Cole was going for. That's why I got my Dreamville hat on. Because I see where J. Cole made his pivot. I laughed at him when he said niggas was bloodthirsty. I was like, bruh, what the hell you talking about? But at this point, what I'm seeing, I don't know what corners of the internet y'all are frequenting. I don't know the algorithm that your Twitter feed, because on Twitter, I be on Twitter all the time. My Twitter is shot dead. All complete with this battle. People trying to find angles to put their prize fighter above the other one. And I'm just like, yo, niggas is too invested. I don't know. I'm just being honest and transparent with the people, man. I want to see the battle. I want to see a good battle. I want to hear good music. But again, shit is getting weird. And I'm not talking about the artist. I'm not talking about Kendrick. I'm not talking about Drake. I didn't say kindred spirit, bro. I'm going to have to block you in a second. I said Kendrick spirit. Like people see me as more of a Kendrick type of person. So, again, I don't give a fuck who nobody likes more. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Drake fan, be a Drake fan. You're a Kendrick fan, be a Kendrick fan. But the fact that I'm getting jumped, I'm like, man, y'all niggas crazy. Shout out to Sarah B. Sarah B, shout out Nolan Cole was right. I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody contributing to the super chats. I greatly appreciate y'all. Nomel says brand is an unbiased view. If you want to hang here with the insiders, you got to know your fave might get it. That's a big fact. Shout out to Nia again. She says, also, Jay, you can break down rap and lyrics people don't get. That's why they wanted to hear you so fast. But I think the problem with Drake is his history using black women, especially how he came from Meg. I don't know. I don't want to disqualify your thought process on that, Nia. But I don't think people are really. I think there's a portion, a segment of people that feel exactly how you do on that. But I think the majority of people, they don't really care about how Drake uses black women. They've been seeing this for decades and continue to support him. They want to see Kendrick dissolve his ass because they've been wanting to see him go. Nah, ain't no call in. Let me see. Indigo says the fact that grown men are acting like academics over another grown man is insane. They need to go this hard at PTA meetings or when it come to their kids. Big facts. I was literally laid up holding my son when all this shit came out. These past few days. All I'm saying is that you are growing and I enjoy your opinions. Even if I disagree, I just think you need to keep dropping your views. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's not going to stop. This ain't no, hey, let me be all the way clear. This is not no, hey, guys, I'm not coming back to YouTube. This shit done got too real. Niggas done dropped the Acme anchor on my head and I'm bound. This ain't that. I'm just saying, as far as this particular beef, as far as this particular conversation in hip hop, I feel like it's just taking a dark turn. And I'm just watching, I'm just seeing it happen. I'm seeing people that are on having artistic conversations, but I see that we've definitely entered a different space, especially with niggas on their songs talking about you gonna die or what would happen if you died. I think that shit gets weird. Yeah, we gonna get to the whole mole shit too. We gonna get to all that in a minute. Hold on, what? Jay, this happens every time there's a beef. Y'all manifested it. Now it's here. We have to accept everything that comes with it. This is a sport, and we see how people get about sports. It ain't even about the sport, to be honest. And I totally understand what you're saying. I like battles. I watch rap battles probably more than the average person. But I don't know, man. So I seen what's my guy named Chidari Hoker, the guy that created the Luke Cage TV show, or he was the showrunner. He was saying that he wants to see OGs in the culture make calls. He said, you know, because he lived through the Biggie and Tupac shit. He was actually an adult when that happened. And he said that era thought it was all entertainment. They thought it was all sport. And niggas ended up dead. And niggas started attending funerals and copping pleas. I don't know if it's going to get there. But I see that type of energy. I see that type of UFC cage match type shit going on at this point. It's not like it went from boxing to UFC cage match. Those are two different brands of sports, if you get what I'm putting down. So that's all I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm talking about. No sitting the fence in war, my man. Let's get it. Now, what happens when the war comes to somebody's doorstep for real? We talking about two pioneers in hip hop. We talking about two motherfuckers. If you look at Drake, we got a ton of Drake clones in the music industry that have come up off of what he's done and flipped it into a career. We got Kendrick Lamar offspring out here as well that have turned careers into this shit, right? So we're not talking about no run-of-the-mill ass, if he dies shit. And I know some people ain't gonna be like trying to hear this conversation. I get it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, the shit done took a dark turn. And Kendrick did issue the warning. But you mean Calico, Lux versus Calico. Lied. That shit was chilling, I ain't gonna lie. So let me read what people are now trying to say, because we're gonna get into all of the allegations and shit that people putting out there. So with this idea that there's a mole, right? Let me pull up my bookmarks, because it's a lot of shit I've been saving and setting to the side. before we even get to this battle, y'all remember the Pusha T Drake battle. Pusha T went on Joe Budden podcast a couple years ago, talked about leaks in the OVO crew. Well, let's see what Pusha T had to say about leaks.
Said again, and back to the show, and just addressing those things.
Please.
The information came from 40. It didn't come from Kanye. At all.
Okay.
40 is sleeping with a woman who begins to, he talks to her daily, 5-6 hours a day.
Oh, she must have a great personality.
Yeah, bruh. Come on. Listen, talks to a woman 5-6 hours a day, provides opportunity for her.
Provides opportunity
for
He's a great guy.
And ultimately speaks about how he's disgruntled about certain things, notoriety and things involving Drake and his career, so on and so forth.
To this young lady.
Yes. With that also came the fact that Drake has a child. With that also came the trip that everybody took to go see the child and bring them gifts and all of this information. She divulged this information.
She has a great personality.
That's where it came from. Now, I never told nobody that. I never said that to anybody. And I never put that out there because the way I see, it was so much power in silence, number one. Then, number two, I was being spiteful. You got, you apologizing. What are you apologizing for, sir? You didn't give me nothing. You didn't give me anything in regards to, aiding in this drama. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Did he apologize to Bush?
No.
I don't think you was included.
No.
Oh.
Yay, apologizing.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Got it.
So that's Pusha T talking about 40 leaking information via a woman that he was sleeping with. And I wouldn't even say leaking information. That was a relationship or whatever he had going on. So I guess he felt like things that he was saying were in confidence because he was, dealing with this woman on a very personal level. So him venting about his work days, him venting about whatever he felt wasn't being taken care of with OVO, if he didn't feel like he was being used to his full capacity or being put in the spotlight the way he should, or whatever the case may be, and then leaking and then telling her information about Drake's kid, he didn't know that this woman was going to use that information against him. He was just goddamn talking to he was just doing what niggas do. Some niggas anyway. So that information made its way to Pusha T back then. And this man is still in the OVO camp. That's Drake's alleged best friend since all this time. So there's that. Remember, Kendrick said one of them standing right next to you. So there's always that notion of maybe it's 40 leaking information. I see in the chat somebody said, who's the guy in the video? Who's the guy in the video with the red bandana? I don't know. I don't know who that's supposed to be. White guy with the red bandana. I don't know. I don't know who the bearded black nigga's supposed to be either. You say Meek told him too. Remember Meek dropped War Pain right before Drake dropped Summer 16. They said it was I Love McConan at that time. Then it was 40 Pillow Talking. Interesting. Only thing I remember about Meek is leaking the ghostwriting shit. I didn't know he had anything to do with the kid. So you have that. But then you also have the theories that Drake fed fake information through a mole. Right? So where is this shit at? I done saved too much shit, man. All right. Let me share my screen. And again, we don't know what's real, what's fake. All of this will be revealed in due time. Well, the caption said you're dead because that was the lyrics. But if you want to be like literal about it, maybe the nigga died. I don't know. So we have here somebody led me to this Eternity Joy page last night. The homie Infamous, I think his name is. Where he at? I know he's in the chat right now. I ain't gonna scroll through everybody, but you know who you are. And basically, they said if Drake is laughing about this on his story, they probably fed this dummy some fake information and he ran with it. This Eternity Joy 13 page is the alleged daughter. The alleged daughter. Now, they also have photos. You don't see them very clear here. But there's photos of this young lady in Drake's video, basically signifying that this is fake information, fake news. She's a child actor. We went to the page last night and found out she was a child actor. She's represented by a child acting firm. So she could still be Drake's daughter. You know what I mean? Drake was an actor his goddamn self. So we can't take that off the table. But if Drake put this in his music video to say that we're throwing you off with false information, I don't think he would actually put, maybe he's hiding her in plain sight. That would be weird. So that's another piece of the puzzle. You said, but did Kendrick say it's her? Didn't he say didn't he say eternity in one of them bars and people kind of went and researched and found her? It's just a theory though. So then last night we talked about Nitty Scott MC. If you were here for that, that was an interesting conversation. And for those that don't know who Nitty Scott MC is, this is a female rapper, and she had a time where she was dealing with Kendrick. I guess it was allegedly during the time when Kendrick and his fiance Whitney were on a break in their relationship. So he was smashing on Nitty Scott, and they had a relationship. So she comes out and says, so Owlman is riding at dawn for allegedly abused women now. The Free Tory mascot is holding lady beaters accountable. One day we'll talk about how the suffering of women is reduced to punchlines and clapback material and how we catch the majority of strays in rap beef. Which is an interesting thing to say when you're linked to Kendrick Lamar at some point, you know what I mean? And I don't even disagree with her because at this point, with the way that this battle is panning out, the women are the targets, whether it be the women that are allegedly abused, that would be Whitney on Kendrick's side, or the alleged women that Drake has groomed, put into trafficking, or whatever. I don't know. This is just stuff that's flying around, people spitballing online. And this is why I say it's like this shit done took a dark turn because of the subject matter at hand. You can't really play with none of this shit. This guy Hefe says that bar about having S offenders around is hilarious when Kodak was on your last album. So people are also calling out Kendrick Lamar's hypocrisy. Somebody else also said it's interesting that you're taking this moral high ground when Dr. Dre is your mentor, and we know what Dr. Dre did to D Barnes and allegedly his ex-wife. So the subject matter is fucked up. You say ASAP got something for him? ASAP is not in the conversation. He will never be in this conversation. Not between what's going on now. ASAP had his opportunity. He could have came out and put out his own diss record. He could have dropped when Ross dropped. ASAP is X'd out. So That's why I'm like, man, this shit done took a dark turn, fam. And I know niggas want the entertainment. I know niggas want to see the battle. I want to see the battle for what it is. But I don't think we gonna get them days back. ain't no turning back the hands of time on this shit, man. Now, another receipt that was brought to the table was in Drake's record, Family Matters. He said, both of our sons should go be friends and play at the park or some shit. And he basically alleged that Kendrick has a light-skinned son. Well, y'all tell me how light-skinned this child is. Where'd it go? So, we got Drake and Adonis on the left, and this is supposed to be Kendrick's son on the right here. I don't know. I don't know if I would call him light-skinned. This child darker than me. So people are starting to pick apart that part of the battle because they like, nigga, you lied. What that nigga Kendrick say? You lied. Oh man. You say you think they both submitted enough for people to decide they champion? We not, well, I don't know. I think 7, I don't see people flipping this on Kendrick. You got to understand that there's fans on both sides that want to see the other disintegrate. Adonis does look white. I mean, what is his mom? And then you have a racially ambiguous father. I think that's what he was supposed to come out to look like. But, you know, well, we in a nasty place with this, man. Absolutely. I don't know if that's the right kid, but that's who they putting out. I'm just telling y'all the theories that's going around, man. Told y'all people doing Magnum PI work and nobody is certified in this field, but the internet gonna do what the internet do. Now, furthermore, there's also a theory that all of Kendrick Lamar's songs were actually pre-recorded. They say that everything that we've heard so far from his solo material is all being pieced together from a 19-minute song that he recorded ahead of time, and he's just rolling it out piece by piece. So, Euphoria was allegedly a part of that 19-minute song. 6 a.m. in LA, 616 in LA is allegedly part of that 19-minute song. I hate these fucking balloons. I gotta figure out how to disable that shit. And the other one that just dropped last night, Meet the Grrrls, is allegedly a part of that 19-minute song that's being put out piece by piece. You say Whitney should sue Drake for defamation? That would be interesting. I'm YNW Melly. Shit. Pink Tea Time says, I would like a ceasefire. Let me see what Nomel said. They both should have been snitching. How you telling me to get the boys off the screen? They put this shit in the raps. I'm not triggering them balloons on purpose. It's this fucking software. I gotta figure out how to kill them commands. They say Kendrick got a whole another extra clip that could drop today, depending on how Drake plays his cards. This is just what hey man, I don't know. I'm not in nobody camp. I'm not in nobody pocket. But furthermore, I'm gonna just keep telling y'all what's been coming through the pipeline on my end, right? So people are now alleging that Kendrick's fiance, Whitney, has been crying for help, like Drake said in his song. So much so that they put out, I wouldn't even say a blog post, but a little status that she put out. This looked like it might be on LinkedIn or some shit, talking about her journey going into therapy. She says, I was stuck in a time and place that was no longer my reality and was no longer serving me. My babies forced me to take a long look at myself and journey back through the very things that made me. I've always carried the light with me. As a child, no one was able to help me process. Many times silence was enforced because my emotions were a lot to handle. Hiding my pain has been a technique I've mastered my entire life. Mask it with a smile and everything is good. Silence has been my superpower, protecting me in the most vulnerable spaces. Then I was referred to a great therapist. After a few years of hard work, I can finally say I hear my own voice again, and it's very powerful. I use my smile when it feels genuine, and it's beautiful. Allowing the world in and sharing my experience is one of my greatest fears, but truth is always very important for me. I've lived a sober life, feeling every single part of it, with the exception of mastering how to float when it's all too much. But I yearn to be centered, to float, to heal, to enjoy life. Now, this is a post that people are trying to say she's crying for help from Kendrick, to get her away from Kendrick. When I see this post and I read that, I don't feel like that's what I'm getting. But again, the Drake stans are using this as ammunition behind the DV claims. This is the place that we've gotten in this rap shit. So for anybody that wants to talk about let these niggas just cook, some of the food coming from the cooks ain't all the way clean. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if it's about cheating allegations. I don't know if that has anything to do with Kendrick, to be perfectly honest. That could be from her own personal trauma in her own life, and she's sharing her experience by going into therapy. But people are twisting and contorting the conversation to make it seem like she wrote that post yearning for help from him. I don't know. Yep. Exactly. I see y'all in the chat. But again, the OVO stands feel like that's valid. And this is why I say this shit ain't fun. This ain't no rap battle no more. Then, who's this other guy? You got this guy named Cooley Bravo. Cooley Bravo is an artist from Chicago, and he's allegedly affiliated with Kendrick's family. I don't know. He says he's a vice lord in Chicago and has some sort of family ties. I don't know down the line. I don't know if he's a cousin or anything of that matter. But he's been pretty much spot on. He's kind of predicted or alluded to all of Kendrick's moves in this battle. And he's now becoming like a source online for certain shit. And he comes out and says, so somebody basically jumped in his mentions and was like, why do I feel like homo rumors are next? I think Doc got a lot on this man. So people are now saying that Kendrick's next drop is insinuating about Drake's sexuality. He already alluded to it, saying, I don't think you like women. And Cooley Bravo comes out and says, just wait on it. It's going to get hilarious. He also comes in, doubles down. He says, everything y'all hearing was one song at first. This is only one studio session. He says, don't have Akademiks hit me up either. We don't fuck with him. Again, I don't know this man from nobody. But based on what he's been putting out on Twitter, people are calling him Nostradamus. That's a fact, Sarah. Drake already did talk about men's preferences. He had a whole section within that Family Matters record talking about The Weeknd and his manager and how they taking care of niggas and giving them front row seats and shit at the game and buying planes for them. So I see you, Israelite Global. We get it. You say, who's that on Twitter? His name is let me pull it back up. His actual @name is Italian Fiesta. He's been deleting some tweets because some of his tweets are getting flagged. He feels like OVO people are flagging some of his tweets. But some of that stuff is coming down. He's also been retweeting Daylight. Daylight has a few things that he's been saying as well. The battle rapper Daylight. Again, if y'all don't watch battle rap, y'all might not know who some of these people I'm talking about are. But let me pull Daylight up real quick. So a few hours ago, Daylight got on Twitter and he said, "Oh shit, it's more. Hey yo, get out the streets, y'all. I see the planes coming." Now, Daylight is affiliated with TDE. He works with Kendrick's producer, Willie B, aka Ichiban Don. He's also affiliated with Punch, who's an executive over there at TDE. He's like the day-to-day who works with SZA. So he's close to the camp. He says it's more. So at some point, Kendrick finna spin the block. So I don't know what's finna happen next, but what I do know is, as a Kendrick Lamar fan, this Drake beef that gave us hella new music. This nigga wouldn't have dropped nothing until 2026 if this shit never took place. So I'm enjoying the moment while it's here. And if niggas decide they want to go backwards, I'm cool with that too. You say, since when were battles and wars fun? I think what we're talking about when we talk about fun is keeping it somewhat lighthearted. Like there's a way to go about battle where you don't necessarily got to start. Man, these fucking commands. Make sure you like the video. It's a certain part where things just take a dark turn, and we haven't really seen nobody go this deep. Jay-Z and Nas, at a certain point, they died down. It was the rap version of TD Jakes prophesizing on your CDs and tapes like, yeah, I'm going to call you into question about the authenticity of your character and what you rapping. But niggas is going way down a fucking rabbit hole that's only going to end in darkness. Suge Knight, you are absolutely right. There are rumors that Daylight also wrote back-to-back for Drake, but there's no receipts. He has a whole project called Light Skin where he kind of alludes to this shit. We don't know how real that is. But there's that rumor also. My thing with that about him writing back-to-back, if that's true, is why Daylight don't got no songs that sound nothing like that. Daylight raps them quadruple entendre shits that Drake was talking about before. Here we go. Those were different times. Clearly they were different times. But just because the times have changed doesn't mean that we supposed to be in these people's households on that level. This beef, WWE, hip-hop was dead anyways. If you felt like hip-hop was dead, then this shouldn't be resurrecting it for you. Personally, in my opinion. I know Daylight is a troll, but Daylight is also close to the scene. So take it how you will. I'm just going over what the chatter is. So, moving forward, because it's a lot of shit that I've been seeing, and it's been a very short period of time. My homie Sylvan LaCue, some of y'all might know who he is. Some of y'all probably don't, but he says, at this point, nobody's winning this battle until we see receipts. These are serious accusations. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, what if we find out all the shit niggas is rapping is just straight bullshit, and we taking moral standings with each of them? I don't know. There's people out here talking about how Kendrick Lamar allegedly took a stand against Spotify on behalf of R. Kelly's music. People say, oh, he said he would take his music off Spotify if they don't keep his on there. Well, shout out to the journalist Derek Cottingham, or Derek Cottingham. Don't know how they pronounce their name. But they basically put up a story from Pitchfork that says Kendrick label head confirms he threatened to pull music from Spotify. So this was not Kendrick Lamar personally. This was Top Dog CEO, Top Dog himself. He says he doesn't think that it was right for artists to be censored, especially in our culture, because Spotify was creating their policy called hateful conduct policy. So from here, people are putting words in Kendrick's mouth that didn't actually come from him. But again, OVO is trying to use these as dog whistles to put a certain light on who he is. Similar to how Kendrick said, you got sex offenders in your crew, but we at least know that's real. Yeah, he also worked with Kodak Black. I thought I mentioned that earlier. So, oh, you got the screenshot of Daylight saying he didn't write back to back. It didn't sound like he did neither. That's why I never really talked about it. Not too much. I don't know how real that was, but I'm a not speak on it, Wavy. I'm not saying any of these people are trustworthy sources. I'm just saying this is the chatter. This is the talk that's going on. People are out here trying to investigate and use anything that they can in order to make their fave look like they're gleaming. I think both of these guys got skeletons in their closet, and they're both racing to get to the actual skeletons. And whoever reveals the worst one first is who the public is gonna say is the victor. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. Yes, there's been lies, truths, and rumors. Have you heard in mainstream hip hop beef though? Have you heard allegations this deep? I don't know. Maybe I missed out on some good beef. There's plenty of people saying the same thing though, all them three. I'm just giving you a piece of who's saying what. Imperial, you said who was the offender? Baka Not Nice. That's actually put out that's actually published online. You say, J Nolan, you got to get into a battle now. We need some more diss on. What the hell? Don't throw me in this shit, man. You see my Dreamville hat, man? I'm trying to see what the fuck Cole got going on at this point. What do you mean she not a man? What are you talking about? Oh, thank you, Sarah. Let me see what Constance said. Hold on. Where is that at? These comments done came in hella fast. There's too much shit. I don't even see it. Oh, she says, do we think Drake has a secret daughter or it's a metaphor for something? I don't think it's a metaphor. I think that's very literal. He said it's an 11-year-old. He missed her 11th birthday. Unless he talking about, I don't know. It sounded literal though. I did miss your super chat, but I got it now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to the search feature in here. You talking about Johnny Blaze, Tatiana? She put statements out and then retracted them. So I don't know. You right, Tyler. I got to do that through YouTube. Let me see. But said no. J Nolan battle Screwface. I don't even know, bruh. So ain't no way I'm finna battle him. Sandra says, can there be two champs? There can only be one. That's the whole point. Yeah, Camila, we talked about eternity a little earlier. I actually showed how people are saying that the eternity love girl is actually false information that Drake deliberately fed to Kendrick. And they've already put out screenshots from the Family Matters music video that showed photos allegedly of her in the background, basically alluding to the fact that this was a misdirection. But I'm just trying to keep everybody up to speed. Shout out to Crown by K. She said, hey, J Nolan, have you checked out Pearl Fountain's disc breakdowns? Pretty good stuff. Have been on point. That gives me something to dive into this weekend. As a matter of fact, I appreciate it. Because I'm not actually familiar with Pearl Fountain at all, but I will look further. You say apparently 4/30 was also the daughter's 11th birthday. That's the day he dropped Euphoria. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know what's real and what's not. Again, they're trying to make it seem like Kendrick is completely off base. So all of this stuff, if proven he's off base, would be misnomers. But I don't know what's real and what's not. Kia says, Cole knew. I wonder what he didn't want to come out or what angle they would have taken, narrative they would have painted. I think at a certain point, Cole was like, man, I don't want nobody digging in my shit, period. Cole like, man, I'm not here for the personal shit. Y'all niggas really got issues, man. Fuck that, man. I'm finna go back to my family. Y'all niggas can have this shit, man. We done put all this money, time, effort into building Dreamville Fest, and y'all want to see me go out bad with these niggas? Fuck that. I go back to the fam. which as a man, I can understand. Hey, yo. J Nolan versus Act. Winner take all thumbnails. That's hilarious. Shit, he already took one. And the other layer of the whole Family Matters thing is he's basically trying to call Kendrick Steve Urkel, which I think is a very weird play. Because if anyone is Steve Urkel, it would definitely have to be Drake. Because he weaves in and out from Drake to Stefan. But you know, whatever. Crown by K, we waiting on Drake response now. If he concedes now, then K-Dot will be winner by default. That's a fact. I don't see Drake backing down at this point, though. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't see Drake backing down. And the reason why Drake is not going back down is because this is his most formidable opponent. Niggas been playing on his head top for years. The Pusha T was enough of a chink on his armor. And remember, they said that he had this career-ending diss that they held back. And niggas was disappointed that they held it back. Niggas clowned him for it. So after going through that experience, we saw when it came to Kanye, he went relentlessly at Kanye. That whole the CLB album, the whole album after that nigga went on his ass for 3 albums to completely demolish that nigga as much as he could. So if Kendrick is the next in line, I think he's going to keep going until his point is proven. Like, y'all niggas not going to keep playing with my name. Y'all letting this light skin shit get to y'all head. Y'all niggas feel like y'all could say anything about me. Y'all niggas just want to play with my name. I'm going to take down your king. If that's the king, because he even said, oh, Kendrick opened his mouth. Go ahead and give him a Grammy. So he already feels like niggas feel like the fight is fixed against him, against the lyrical genius Kendrick Lamar. So he's like, nah, fuck this. I'm taking him out. That's Drake. I don't feel like he's going to take him out personally, but I've reserved my opinion on who's up and who's not because I want to see like what can actually be proven from all of this shit. Imperial, I don't know what you got going on with this screw face guy, but I'll tell you now, never gonna get it, 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 never gonna get it. It's never happening. I don't know who the fuck that is, and that's not a shot at him, but it's not gonna happen. Did y'all see the take the baby girl was in J. Cole's All My Life video and he knew that was Drake's alleged kid and K-Dot told him he was going to expose it, so he backed out? That sound crazy as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Who said that though? You say, how is Drake Steve Urkel? Did you never see what Drake looked like? Did you never see what Drake looked like when he first decided he wanted to be the boy? Or are you talking about Kendrick? Because I think what Drake is alluding to with the Steve Urkel shit is the whole good kid, mad city thing. It's like you get to turn on and off your G card. Like, because remember on Family Matters, he says all of the people that from out west that really claim to set Game, Chris Brown, all these other niggas, Chuck T is Game. YG, he said these niggas is really G's out your way. You the good kid, but you try to come at me like you really got some pull. You said they still didn't address the other allegations. Drake is not going on no vacation till this shit is over with. Y'all could think he's taking a vacation if you want. Let me be the person to tell you that's not finna happen. He'll go on vacation if the battle ends. I'm not saying like, this is why it becomes like not enjoyable to talk about this stuff. I don't think Chris Brown is a G. That's what Drake said. Did you hear the song? Y'all don't have to tell me. You say, what if we're tired of him? I think a lot of people are tired of Drake. I said that earlier in the video. I think a lot of people just want him out of here. Sarah, you be catching it. You be catching it. Yeah. Shit be getting weird. Okay, Veronica, I got you. You say, pull up the Joseph Morris video exposing Drake's secret daughter. It's about 5 minutes. Where is that at? Hold on. Y'all keep saying it's over, but I think different. You don't put out Family Matters and end the beef when a nigga stomps on your moment 10 minutes later. Now, who is this? Joseph Morris. This is a YouTube video. And who is Joseph Morris, by the way, before I pull up his video? Like, what's his claim to fame or validity? So y'all think, just being real here. So y'all think a nigga finna come drop a Family Matters talking to your real life parents, both of your parents, and say they did a failed job of raising you into a pedo, a motherfucking Harvey Weinstein, and you think that nigga not gonna come back and say anything? Are you serious? Even if he say it's not true or whatever, you don't think he gonna address that? You must think this nigga, because if he doesn't say nothing, people are automatically gonna say it must be true. Y'all know how this shit go. What angle would I utilize to counteract K-Dot? I don't know. But I don't work in the OVO sweatshop. I'm just asking. Before I pull it up and give him any extra views, I just want to know who he's supposed to be. Meet the Grams Part 2. Drake has a daughter that's 11. Now, hold on. I do wanna show the lady that claims that Drake has a his own personal Tinder. I did see that earlier. That shit was weird. I will pull that up because I see he used it in his video. So let me pull this up.
Job was basically just to text girls to invite to Drake's parties.
Oh, sweetie, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, everything I'm about to tell you is 100% true, and this information came to me from one of the crew.
Now, we got to take, when a motherfucker say everything I'm finna tell you is 100% true, we got to take that shit with a grain of salt, but I'm a press play.
Members on Drake's tour. This was the guy who did all the tech stuff. And he told me that Drake has an employee whose job is to go around town looking for super hot girls. He finds the girls and then he interviews them. And out of all the girls he interviews, he picks the one that he thinks is the best. Then he drives her to Drake's place. Drake has sex with her and then he drives her home. So basically, Drake has his own private Tinder.
All right. So these are more allegations, and this was actually posted in 2021, around the time CLB came out. So this is not new information. This is something that's been lingering at least for a few years. Again, I don't know what's real and what's not, but niggas is on this man's ass. Beaky, yeah. That's yeah. I don't know if that's regular if people go fishing for women to bring back to you. I think that's weird activity, honestly, if I have to be real. But I don't live that lifestyle. I never will. But that's a whole different level. Even as a single nigga, you got niggas going out fishing for women. Like, that's weird to me, but everybody's going to have their own stance on that, if that's even real. Says most large male artists have something like this. Same thing was said about Diddy. I don't know if that sounds smart to me, but y'all, I mean, if y'all co-signing niggas to go out in the field to find women to fuck for you, have at it. Very regular, just an average Saturday at 3:19 p.m. on the East Coast. Cool. And I will put all the celebrity niggas in that category, not just Drake. But that's just me. It's one thing to bring them to the section. They not just being brought to the section is what I deduce from that. But again, if that's regular for y'all, cool. Again, I ain't saying I'm not co-signing Drake. I'm not taking up for him. I'm not taking up for Kendrick. I'm not taking up for nobody. You say the women are only looking for a bag, a nut, and big name to cling to. Sounds normal in that lifestyle. Again, when you put it in the context of that lifestyle, it probably is normal. But is that really normal? I don't think so. But it's not on me to determine that. That's just my opinion. Shanna B say, I make my own money. I don't know nothing about that. No nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. Going and finding these women that you could take home to your crib. I don't know nothing about that. Hey, man. I don't either. House of Kings, what the hell you talking about, sir? What the fuck? We did all that shit growing up as kids. No, you didn't. You didn't send a nigga out for you to go find a girl to bring back to your house and you weren't present. Get the fuck out of here. I know what you mean. I'm just saying, in the context of my perspective, my worldview, I can't separate the two to just be like, that's normal. Like, because if that's normal, then we should accept Diddy for performing what's normal in that lifestyle. I don't think nobody would co-sign that though. But it's all good. I'm not here to goddamn shame nobody for what they into. I'm just saying the shit is interesting to me. Oh man. What else is out here? So this guy who's affiliated with JID, Dreamville, etc., he comes out and says, I'm over this beef. Niggas talking about niggas kids is when niggas lose me. It was fun while it lasted. So we know people from the Dreamville camp ain't fucking with this shit. Despite how good these niggas sound on the records, they not with it. Pink tea time, that's not going to be the nail in the coffin, but it's also in how you do it, right? Because you can allude to it, you can say it, because he already alluded to it, but if he reveals something more, something deeper than that, I think that changes the narrative, which is all that these guys are trying to do. Both of them feel like they have angles on each other that are foolproof. This is why their stances are not changing. This entire battle, Drake's whole perspective on how he was going to beat Kendrick was honing in on Whitney. Kendrick, his whole thing was, I can out-rap you, but if you try to go personal, I'm going to go personal with these allegations on you. They both have their view of how they're going to do this, and they're sticking to the game plan. So it's only going to keep going deeper down the rabbit hole. Somebody got to have something damning, or else you don't even play in that field. Israelite says Andre Harrell equals Lucian Grange. Drake equals Diddy. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Not to say I agree with it, but that is a very interesting perspective, and time will tell how real that is. And it will always live on this YouTube video for Israelite Global to say, hey, I said that shit on J Nolan stream at 1:24. What a time to be alive. Sandcastle says, this is why I believe this should have stopped at TaylorMade or Euphoria at the least, because this is entirely too much for the public to be involved. to call a rap beef. Yeah, I mean, we all played our part in it. We wanted to see where it goes. Down the rabbit holes we goes. They say Drake fans don't like Kendrick diss because they can't pop ass to him. Oh no! I believe you don't like women. You real competition. You might pop ass with them. Damn. You say Drake got to drop another 7-minute song to keep up with K-Dot. I don't think that's true. I don't think, right? I mean, these niggas have definitely shown that they could rap for 6.5 minutes, each of them. You ain't got to do that to get your point across. You could do a regular 3-minute song and get your point across. Every song in this battle don't got to be 8 minutes. Imperial, I feel like you're not being authentic to like reality to a degree. And I respect you. But to say this is just beef, this is just battling no more. How could you possibly say that when niggas' personal lives are being attacked and it's being assumed that each of them have verifiable proof that they could bring to the front if and or whenever they choose. There's people on both sides say they got nukes. They could press the red button at any time. And as we see, if Kendrick, if y'all don't feel Kendrick has dropped the red button yet with fucking Meet the Grrrls, what else is there to say? Shit gonna get critical. I agree with you, Sarah. Plus, let's be clear. We've gotten too deep into this. So even if the 200 and something people that's in this chat today don't agree, think of all the millions of fans. If Drake comes out with another album this year and he doesn't address Kendrick, what you think niggas gonna say? Damn, nigga, you made a whole album and ain't addressed none of the allegations. You ain't say nothing to that nigga. Oh, you backed out. Same thing for Kendrick. He puts out another album. They claim he got an album coming this month. We don't know if this is going to drop. I doubt that it will now that information has been fed. But Kendrick come out with another album. What you think niggas going to be looking for? Where's the Drake diss? It got to have a Drake diss on it. You're going to hear more of this shit. Them songs that they've dropped, that will not be the end of the story. These niggas want to walk out victorious. And it sounds like by any means necessary. Fuck this rap battle. You got a long battle with yourself. That's a fact. He did put that in there. But they gonna keep rapping. I don't know how many rounds they supposed to go. I'm not smack. Captain Kirk, I understand what you're saying. Nah. You can't just tell a nigga he dead. Cause you can't tell a nigga he dead and a nigga come back and drop on your head 10 minutes later. That's not how that works. Hey man, I respect your perspective on this, Cap. We don't live in these niggas' heads. So I told y'all before, I'm not the angel or the demon on nobody's shoulder. I can't make these niggas stop, go. I can't tell these niggas to goddamn yield, merge. I don't know the destination these niggas is looking for. That's why I said earlier, this shit might go too far. And let's also keep in mind, Kendrick has allowed us to like formulate this opinion of him like he's this docile creature. Kendrick's been wanting this battle. What year is this again? 2014. He been on this nigga head since 2024. He been on this nigga head since 2013. You don't think he want to nail the coffin on this nigga? These niggas don't want to just leave it where it's at. I'm inclined to believe the niggas that's close, the daylights of the world, that's close enough in proximity to where I know he has a relationship. If at the very least, I know he has a relationship with Punch and Ichiban Don, who produced on the Kendrick diss that came out last night. Daylight had this record a week ago. You could say he's an unreliable source, he's a troll. He was alluding to this shit a week ago. And he says Kendrick got more. He's not letting up yet. Other niggas on the West Coast that's affiliated say, matter of fact, Problem. Let me pull up Problem. I forgot that I saved his tweet. Problem is another Compton rapper who's affiliated with all these guys. He says, I talked to Dot. This was 3 hours ago. He says, I talked to Dot, a.k.a. Petty Pendergrass, last night. He's nowhere near done. You niggas in trouble. And he ended the tweet with a red teardrop. West Side Compton. That sound like a nigga that's done? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yep, exactly, K. Mac Wop. Like people that the folks that folks don't really know about that's affiliated, they're all amping this up. Like, wait till y'all hear the rest of what this nigga got in the tuck. This shit is far from over. He wants to annihilate this nigga to where the debate is over. Oh, we all wanted him to respond, and now we are crying and throwing up. I think I'm a cold convert now. He's the Oracle. I'm telling you, that's why I got my Dreamville shit on. But please believe, I'm going to watch with goggles on. Just don't fuck up my face. God damn. Blaze says, Kendrick not done, but I don't know how Drake gonna respond. I don't know if he got it in him. Y'all, I don't know why y'all seem to underestimate Drake. I don't know what it is about him that y'all think this man finna tuck his tail and turn around. I know y'all say, well, look at Pusha T situation. They can't pull that same stunt twice. At this point, he's fighting for his legacy. He's fighting for the validity of his discography when he hangs it up. He wants to be number one. He's wanted to be number one from the beginning. It's the same man that traded him and Hove had a little time where they was doing a little something, just square dancing. But it ain't too many niggas that's willing to go back and forth with Hove. He not finna bow out like that. Not with Kendrick. Not with one of the only niggas comparable to his achievements. It's only a few in hip hop. At the end of the day, in terms of money, this might help Kendrick, but it won't affect Drake. He already has the white audience that outnumbers POC. No, sorry. Who you think bought Kendrick's last album? It wasn't black folks. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is a platinum album. It was not black folks that bought that album. Did you not see that show of him out there in Japan? And another thing, like I said before, if Kendrick didn't see Drake as a formidable opponent, he wouldn't waste his time. So nobody's backing down. That's what they're trying to do. Both of them are trying to, because that's, I think ultimately, this is a great point, Beaky. I think both of them are really in a race to see who could get canceled. Because that's really going to determine the winner. We're not going to get a winner off of beats and raps. Kendrick fans are going to say Kendrick won. He annihilated him. He killed him. He broke down his character. He talked to his son, his dad, his mama. He talked to his illegitimate daughter. Drake fans going to say, fuck that shit. That shit fake. They're going to debunk it. Drake fans are going to say, oh my God, family matters. He went at 20v1. He went and did this. He did this. He fed him false information. It was all this. It was this. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. We're going to keep going through that shit forever. But if a nigga could get canceled out of this shit, that will determine a winner. I see where you're going, Rich Block, but I don't fully agree. I think Jay Prince told him to stand down, not because he wasn't built for war, but because the war was going to go outside of rap. The war was going to be bloodshed in some form or fashion. And at that time, they had a conversation that said, if you ain't trying to go there, don't push it. You can't pull that same stunt twice. Evel Knievel can't jump over the same, y'all remember Evel Knievel last? You can't set up the same distance twice, my nigga. We seen you do it already. I can't believe y'all believe this. K-Dot just don't like what this guy stands for. Folks refusing to acknowledge that as wild. I don't think anybody's not acknowledging K-Dot don't like what he stands for. But this is way beyond not liking what he stands for. You think these guys are one-track minded to that? Just like, I don't like what you stand for. You're a rape. You're a pedophile. You're this. No. You got to get the fuck up out the paint. Who, me? I know he did. I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm guessing you're talking to somebody else. You acting like Kendrick didn't blatantly threaten J Prince Jr. a second ago. He absolutely did. But I didn't say anything about Kendrick. I was talking about Drake. I agree with you, Kay. They both have cult followings, but the idea of cancellation is that the mainstream don't fuck with you. I don't think there's nobody that can be fully canceled in today's culture. Look at what they did to DaBaby. There's people that would say he's canceled, but he still has a fan base. He still tours. He still makes money off his weak ass music. Like, he's still living a life as a rapper. If he was canceled, he would have to go back and be stocking diapers at Walmart. None of these niggas gonna go back to that. Oh, wow. Dev says, you can tell me I'm reaching, but I believe it has to do with Drake being Jewish. Kendrick considers himself an Israelite and looks up to Louis Farrakhan. So you think this is a battle about who the real Jew is? I respect your opinion. Holy. Hey, man. I don't think you do that in a rap. Personally. They'd be better off going on, y'all ever seen them YouTube niggas that be battling about that shit? Debating? They'd be better off doing that shit on the street corner. Hold on. It says even 19 keys. Hold on. Let me put this up. Even 19 keys, a known NOA ninja said, don't spin that narrative because K-Dot speaking to culture, not religion. I did see 19 keys kind of talking about that. I don't think the industry is messing up Kendrick's path. Kendrick was perfectly fine. I think he don't have to release nothing else. He's done his work. Same thing for Drake. Now, Drake might be contractually obligated to keep putting some shit out after accepting that $400 million. But as far as life is concerned, neither one of them have to do shit else. He could completely denounce the music industry as far as Kendrick is concerned. He could completely denounce the music industry for the rest of his life. His shit is cemented. I don't think it's messing up his path at all. Streets Illustrated, you know what I'm talking about. Them niggas be going the fuck in. Elite Leo come through with the pew pew for 19 keys. Oh, wow. We ain't gonna get into that. I don't know if Kendrick's song is gonna go on streaming. It seems like the samples aren't cleared. And I don't know if he intends to clear them. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that line Drake said about you and Top is stunning Wayne? I thought that was an interesting line. Considering he just was on tour with Wayne. He had Wayne on his shit. That was interesting. And Birdman was just taken up for Drake last week. Nah, not Euphoria, but 616 in LA and Meet the Grams. To allude that you and Top is Stunner and Wayne, that's crazy. You'll shoot through your own crew to try to get to this nigga. Woo! I'll listen to Problem. I'll listen to Daylight. Mickey Fax is actually not close enough to the situation for me to, in my opinion, speak definitively. I have a high level of respect for Mickey Fax and his intelligence and his understanding of hip hop, all the education stuff he does. Excellent rapper too. But he's probably getting his information from those other guys, especially probably Daylight. Yeah, but Drake ain't YMCMB anymore. Maybe not by business, but by association, he absolutely is. He just had Wayne on his tour. So it's not like he shot through his mans on some we used to be cool shit. They was just together a couple weeks ago. I understand what he meant, Captain, but the fact that he shot through them niggas to say that is an interesting angle to me. I've never seen nobody shoot through their homie to get to their enemy on some rap shit. Well, I guess we have, because K-Dot did that shit to J. Cole. Oh my God. Maybe we have. Damn. Man, I gotta get the Who Kid damn. Not the Who Kid drop. I gotta get the damn. Damn it, man. Y'all trying to tell me how Drake meant that shit, man. He shot through his homie, man. He sent the shot through Wayne's dreads to get to Kendrick, man. Damn. He said, man, you ain't got but a couple more dreads left, man. Let me shoot through your ass, man. Kid says, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure I'll be staying on this bus for much longer. I'm scared to look. If there is more coming, I'm super afraid to see what it is. I feel you on that. That's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. I'm like, it's definitely taking a turn. It's unsettling. But it's like that crash you can't really look away from at the same time. DS says, I think he was saying that Top robbed Kendrick and his pop, so it's like father, like son, like Stunner and Wayne. We get the line. I just thought it was a very interesting line because you're shooting through your squad to hit the other nigga. You done made millions of dollars with these niggas. These are the niggas that put you on. These are the niggas that, had we not seen you with them, who would have gave you the shot? Ah, hell no. Why someone said Nicki Minaj helped him pen the first verse because he was repeating himself. Damn. You right, Imperial. He definitely intended to, though. Get Right says, Birdman says Drake's his nephew for life. Y'all reaching. Wayne acknowledged Birdman as his daddy. So you don't think they feel no type of way about what that nigga said last night? I ain't talking about what that nigga said last week. What about last night? You don't think them niggas call? Hey, Woody, what you mean by that? Hey, Round, what you meant by that? My little yeah said you said, you know what I mean? They checking his temperature. Please believe it. Don't tell me what that nigga said last week. What that nigga said last night, man. Shit. So yeah, right before I go, because I'm finna go, I want to ask y'all right before, where do y'all think this goes next? I'm gonna take a few minutes. Where do y'all think this goes next? So you say family don't get mad at family. I done seen family knock niggas out. The news shows us family killed family every day. But if you want to stand on that hill, be my guest. Just remember, there's a such thing as House on Haunted Hill. The hills have eyes. Tyler, you say, wait, what did Drake say? Let me pull up the lyrics. I should have kept them up from last night. So I could quote him correctly. But he says something to the effect that you and Top is like Stunner and Wayne, like father, like son, talking about getting robbed. I don't understand how no nigga in your crew could be like, I don't give a fuck what he say, that's cool with me. You must not know how Birdman get down. He might never say it publicly, but they definitely figuring out what to say to his ass. Okay, the exact line is, your daddy got robbed by Top. You Stunner and Wayne like father, like son. Yeah, there's no way you could say that shit and niggas be cool with it. I'm sorry. What you mean I sound so Kendrick? Hey man, for everybody asking me what is Drake going to say in his next song, if I could predict what he was gonna say in his next song, I'd be the nigga writing it. I don't know. I'm a fan. Shit, if I could predict that, I'd be in an OVO sweatshirt right now. Oh man, how did Eminem predict it on Zeus? You're right. Eminem did tell him niggas was gonna come for his ass. But we don't know what Eminem know. Eminem might have meant that maliciously. Another thing I find interesting is how 50 Cent has seemingly turned on Kendrick. The same Kendrick who acted on Power on his show. The same Kendrick he collaborated with when he needed to catch a little hit on that last album he put out that niggas didn't care about. I fuck with 52, by the way. But I find it very interesting that he's taking Drake's side in this battle rather than going with the family. So we could keep that family shit at bay. Drake's going to respond to MTG's and K-Dot's going from the boogeyman to Grim Reaper. Speaking of Reaper, remember Kendrick said I ain't thinking about no Reaper. The dude I showed y'all earlier from Chicago said that had some deeper meaning. I don't know the deeper meaning he's alluded to, but I don't know. I think Miss Curiosity, I think Ak is actually going live at 4, if I'm not mistaken. Anyone working at OVO sweatshop, how much is the salary and the office hours? Yeah, and do it come with benefits? Because if it's a mole in the crew, the benefits must not be hitting like that. Nah, ain't nobody thinking about J. Cole for sure. I don't know who called J. Cole the Carolina Reaper. We got J. Cole fans in the chat. When did we call him that? I don't want to be seen as a cape for Akademiks, but he was a DJ in college. Streets Illustrated said that's probably Blood Dude at the end of Drake's video name. I've been trying to figure out if Drake is joking or not with Dude in the vid. In the bar with Elohim KTW, with the KTW being the Teflon bullet. Nathan said Kendrick was just talking about hot peppers. So you mean to say Kendrick gonna be the next guest on Hot Ones eating hot wings and shit with milk? Damn. Wow. Kuro is wildin'. I will not repeat what you said, but you wildin'. Game, I'm not even gonna really get into that Game shit. Like, I don't know why Game talking about he wants smoke with Cole. Why would you want smoke with a nigga that bowed out gracefully? He been hating on Kendrick for a minute too, for the last few years. I don't know what that originated from. Cause he also called Kendrick when it was time to get on fucking documentary 2 and documentary. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how this industry funny. Which is why I kind of was empathetic towards Drake in the beginning with the 20v1 shit too, because it was like it was all fun and games. It was all good when y'all called this nigga to get on your songs, give y'all niggas y'all first hit records or your biggest hit records. But now all of a sudden everybody want to gang up on him. But I don't know what that nigga did to violate. Yeah, Streets Illustrated. I don't think nobody in that video was random. It was only a few people in the video. It was the white dude with the red rag on, and it was the black nigga with the beard. And then it was the weird photos in the van. So I don't think that was random. I think as this thing, I mean, you don't leave Easter eggs like that and just say we're done. That's my whole thing. Like people saying they done battling. You don't put that type of stuff out there and be like, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, and then the next episode goes into a new saga. Niggas ain't finna do that. Yeah, Game and Drake rapped together one time on one fucking song that wasn't even that great. And he's been loyal ever since, I guess. But we saw Game passing the torch to Kendrick back in 2012 with DJ Quick and Dr. Dre and all them niggas, Snoop and shit. He said Kendrick was the best rapper alive at one point. Now, all of a sudden, he don't see him in his radar. I think that's weird. Get Right says, y'all think Birdman, 50, Jay-Z, or any of the bosses are worried about this marketing? Y'all slow. It's money and business. Okay. You think Birdman business is the same as 50 and Jay-Z? Okay. Well, you know, Drake signing directly to Lucian. I'm hungry than a motherfucker, man. I got to get off here in a minute. I got to eat something. Talking to y'all for hours. The last record. Let me pull it up on Spotify. The Family Matters shit and the push-up shit. Ain't that just OVO Republic? Yeah, OVO under exclusive license to Republic Records. So he's in a licensing deal also, which Kendrick is also, y'all saw on fucking Euphoria. His shit just said Kendrick Lamar under license to Interscope. So both of them pretty much have the same deal, if I have to be honest. So all this split talk, who's in whose pocket, they really kind of in the same situation today. I'm hungry than a bit, man. Y'all here talking about jalapeno peppers and shit, man. I'm hungry than a motherfucker, man. I might need to go get me a stuffed pepper. God damn. I got to get off the stream. Yeah, they all under UMG. So Drake is the real industry slave Dot is trying to free from his lies. I don't concur. Drake got 400 mil worth of leeway, but for life. I see what you're saying though. Yeah, that's the thing. He got 400 mil, but what comes with it? Y'all seen that nigga? I mean, I keep bringing it up because it's so real. Y'all, some people in the chat earlier were alluding that Drake was gonna go on vacation. Drake was supposed to go on vacation a year ago because he said he was having issues with his stomach. I don't know if he was getting, you know what I'm saying, acid reflux. But whatever the fuck he said, he was supposed to go on vacation. Next thing you know, that nigga was back on the road. They said, man, get you some goddamn Alka-Seltzer, get you some motherfucking Tussin, some Pepto, and get your ass back on the road. That nigga went on the road for another 8 months. Now he on vacation, dissing a nigga, putting out more music, producing money for the label. Ain't no vacation, bitch. Yeah, so then, oh my God, Sonny, I was just finna say the same shit. Cause y'all know that nigga, he got the tummy shit back in like 2015, the first time. Nigga gained that weight back again and got resculpted. Nigga went and got resculpted. Vroom, vroom, that's a fast one. V12. Nigga said, I need to get a re-up on that motherfucking 300 special, please. Hey, man. That's my cue to go, man. What's the name of that fucking restaurant that them niggas had in the video? New Ho King. I need to go get me some New Ho King. See what the hype is all about. I'm gonna catch y'all a little bit later. See what the fried rice with the dip sauce and the blammy, Crody. See what that's hitting on. We'll see if I make some more content today. I think we've really definitely hit a ceiling with this beef till the next entry comes. But I wish y'all all the best. I hope y'all enjoy y'all day. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.